Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. We have a dark moon again, and I will share now the screen and explain to you what is going on. Okay, so here we go. We have now, you can see that the moon and the sun is now in Taurus. It feels like also with the AC as a Virgo, it feels like a very heavy energy in the moment. It is like something is pushing down. And this is also because of this fire triangle that we have here, Mars and Pluto in Cancer, that a lot of people are probably now very emotional. And we've been talking about before about that when the sun and the moon also was before in Aries, that this is now the time when all the stuff is coming to the surface. We still have Uranus there, and it's still like it feels like the volcano, first it just there is smoke, and then they come maybe a little bit, and then suddenly whoosh, the whole volcano come out, and this is where we are at now. And this is now the materialization, the manifestation in Taurus that we can really physically see and also hear. You can see the shifting in the news, about Tucker Carlson who was kicked out from Fox News, and more and things like that are very, very important now that happen, and it's good to pay attention now. Now, one reason why we need to pay attention is that, we can only heal what we know it's there. That's also a topic I'm going to talk tomorrow again in the illness topic. And I have, actually, if you want to ask some more question, we can handle a couple more questions. Just put them in the text box here in the comments so we can see them. And it is very important now when we have this sun and moon in Taurus that we realize that it is time now that we manifest. This is why we have to look at things and then let them go. I said that before, what you resist persists, what you look at disappears. So it is very important to look at these things so that we can let it go. And it is very important also to realize that this what is coming to the surface now has been here before. This is nothing new. And there was just a very, very interesting video from the European Parliament, and Dr. David Martin talked about that the whole plan, what is going on now, he documents everything from the 1965 onwards. Yes, you heard right, 65. And this is really important. And he says that this was not even a conspiracy theory because it was all in the open. But we didn't believe it, because if you were talking about, everybody laugh at you because they say you must be crazy. This is like, and I remember when I saw even videos as a child, just 1984 also, that was, maybe it was about 18 when that was in the movie theater. We just looked like, wow, people cannot be that bad. And this is exactly the point, because as a person that is still connected with the divine within, you cannot even see or believe that there are others that are so bad, that are completely captured by the negative satanic forces. And again, it's very difficult. We shouldn't judge, because often they fell in a trap. But on the other hand, we have to see, you have to have the affinity to fall into a trap. Otherwise, it won't happen. So now this is manifesting. And for those who have gone into the trap, this all now comes to the surface for them too, what they have done. They start to see it. And many of them are still like moving forth and back, that are not so deep into that swamp, we can say, that they are drowning. So some we can still pull out. So be very careful and listen around with the people, what they say, how they react, and then you can see if there is somebody that you can still help to pull out, because it doesn't need much. Those who are very, very close to be awakened now, it needs just a few sentences, and then bang, oh, that's it. And then they start to do the research by themselves. So we can say now the manifestation that is happening now is that people start really to manifest their future life. And consciously or unconsciously, that's up to you. Now, you still have to decide if you want to serve the old cabal lobby. And this is also connected with many institutions that are connected with the cabal, that it's time really to leave now. It's time to go and do something different, do something that serves humanity, not take things away from them, because that will all collapse very soon now. Now, see, when we have Mars here in Cancer, in the opposite to Pluto, and we have the water-earth connection with Capricorn, the last earth sign, and here we have Sun and Moon in the first earth sign, and Virgo in the AC. So we have a very significant triangle here, even if it's not in an aspect here, but it is like the old stuff that is within us. If we have known it or not, it doesn't matter. If it's from past life or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever comes up in your life now, look at it and release it. I said, okay, that was me too, or that was part of me too, or that was a part of my life or part of my family, or whatever it was. I release it and I ask spirit or the light energies to redeem it, or the violet flame to dissolve it. What we, material life is illusion, as you probably all know. Everything is energy. Understand energy and you understand life, and you understand illness and everything, what is connected with it. And energy can change very fast. Energy is fickle. So what we do now, we put the energy flow in a direction where we want to go. And we have here that MC is here in Gemini. Gemini is interaction. And we have often said and heard also that we are all one. Now, not on the physical and the realm where we are here as a persona, as a personality, which is a mask, which is a custom that I speak through because I'm a divine being having a human experience. So here Saturn is in Aquarius, and when we look at the goal in Gemini is that we start to realize that even if I am an individual here, I'm a piece of a bigger puzzle. And if I'm missing in that piece, in that puzzle, the puzzle cannot be complete. So everybody who has incarnated in this time has a very clear, has chosen a very clear curriculum, what you are here for. Now it is time to really listen into that and let yourself be inspired. See, Uranus is still in Aquarius, and that is like this energy force is coming very fast, connected with Mars. No, Mars is the ruler of Aquarius. We also have here Mercury, which is luckily not retrograde anymore, so we can understand better. So we can comprehend what really is going on, and especially what we can look into the word again, understand, stand under. We can move forward and not stand under that rule anymore, under that perception that we had in the past. And most of you also probably know that once everything comes to the surface, that we can really literally unlearn and let go everything what we've ever believed. And all the different life parts have been stolen, including, you know, about the medicine that has been stolen about 150 years ago and moved away from true healing into curing symptoms, with always a lot of side effects that are very difficult for the body to handle. That, in other words, or a little bit more brutal, honest, that's the moment when the poisoning of humanity really has started in the late 1800s. So this is important to know. Now we have a chance to manifest something new, completely new, to get with that inspiration that comes from a different source and not from mainstream media. That is like the morphogenetic field. And the morphogenetic field holds all the information that was and that ever was. We can also talk about the Akashic records. Now it is important that we let this information seep through, come in, and Mercury here in Aries, fight for your right to be a human being, to be a woman, to be a man, to be being having a human experience. You know, the interesting thing is if you do that, you will see that the cosmos and all the forces around you will start to help you, will start to support you. As long as you are in this corporate world, it will fight against you because you give your energy away to say a corporation, whatever, that is in the background satanic. You cannot do that anymore, to give your power away to these places. Now, I see that worldwide, like with the electroculture that I'm very active in, and I will make a blog very soon to show you how to make the crystal antennas. I have really good experience the moment we put them up, the weather changed. And say coincidence, okay, I don't care, but I really feel that something has shifted and I'm preparing more. So you can see that with this inspiration from Uranus in Aries, that is seeping through, that everybody who has the antennas up into a higher realm will receive now the information that will bring you forward. But you have to trust, you have to go into it. You have to mistrust everything what comes from mainstream. You have to mistrust everything what comes from big corporation, because this is all still the evil agenda behind it. Now it's shifting. And we have to be careful. We don't judge the people there, but look at what they are doing and look how things are acting out, how people are acting and reacting to certain situations, then you will be very clear. Because we also have the node here in the moment, which is showing that something is happening in humanity. We have here the area of partnership. That means that the interaction between you and whatever is outside of you is now time to shift. Jupiter is also in Aries. That means it is now time to plan new adventures. To, you know, when we have Taurus and we have Venus in Gemini in the 9th house. So this is, we are going beyond all the old rules and regulation. Maybe we don't build the houses anymore like we did 50 or 100 years ago, but we might build them like 500 years ago. Because that's what is coming back. And that was a time maybe when people were still understanding what energy is, because what has shifted and what has changed, everything around about 200 whatever years ago, this is not real. This is just like a nightmare. It's like a nightmare we lived the last couple 100 years. And now we are waking up and we're starting to take back the reign and create real life. Life that gives happiness to people, life that gives freedom to people, life where we can decide what we want to do and we don't have to go and study something just out of fear to make a paycheck that is enough for the rest of our lives. This is all gone. This is all gone. The moment you align yourself now with your true life purpose, and you can see it in your horoscope, for example, or you can also use other ways to figure out what is good for you in the moment now, and then go for it and don't just trust. Because again, we don't know what we don't know. Our memories have been erased. It is like covered. Not really erased, it's still there. Deep down, it's still there, but it's completely covered with all that brainwash. And I see every day things are coming up for me to understand better. And also when I look at the charts, that stuff are coming up for me now. Oh, that's how it is. And then I go and test it out. And this is about food. This is about behavior. This is about, clothes and everything. What we're having and what we're doing is now in the process of this shifting energy. And Jupiter, now Jupiter has just entered Aries, which is now the time that we can start to move on. Before, Jupiter was quite a long time in Pisces. And you can also see the last couple of years, a lot of things have been stagnant. Now they are moving forward. Now they are moving. Finally, they are moving. And this is the good news about it, also with the two trines that we have here from Neptune to Mars, that is bringing the calmness, that is helping from the 6th house, at the cusp of the 6th, which is connected with working. But remember, the 6th house is also illness. So whenever a symptom comes up, remember, illness is a teacher, want to show you something. So when we have this trine to Mars, what is our energy? So if I have a lack of energy, if I am too emotional, if I'm moving into some tantrum or whatever, which is here with the red lines, very possible, let it go. And you know what is also important when you're angry? Don't suppress it. Get rid of your anger, because if you suppress it, it is like the acid in your stomach. It gives you more and more acid in the stomach, and you will have problems again. So what can you do with anger when we have Mars in Cancer, which is coming up with the Pluto transformation? That is the topic now. It is very easy in the moment. For example, keep a notepad nearby. Whenever something comes up that makes you really angry, write down your anger. I have made something with my students for many years. A dartboard, that you have these little things that you shoot, what do you call in English? Arrows, like, yeah, anyway. My English is just not perfect, I'm sorry. So we make that dartboard, and then you put that piece of paper. Don't put down names, don't kill people, kill things, kill ideas, kill anger, and say, I'm really angry at this and this and this situation. I feel belittled, I feel this and that, whatever it is, I feel hurt. And then throw those darts and say it. I really feel belittled in the moment. I really feel the environment does not take me serious or whatever. And I have really experienced the most incredible things that you should actually take a photo before and after. You can really see the release in the faces afterwards. And when you really have the feeling, okay, it's gone, you have to buy a few more darts than usually come with a game, maybe to buy 2 more sets of these arrows, and then take them out and then burn the paper. This is a very, very powerful release, because look, this is also something that is said all the time. When you are angry, don't be angry, don't be this, don't be that. But anger is here. It's a fact. So don't suppress it. So, okay, I just put some pink Band-Aid on top of it. That's a kind of New Age approach. And I told you before, the whole New Age is hijacked. Long time ago, just quite from the beginning. Because again, it's just another exchange, and everything costs a lot of money that enhances again the business and blah, blah, blah. So I could go on and on with that. But it is very important now with this constellation to get rid of your emotional anger, of all these things that are coming up in the moment. And this is a very good way to do it. But you can also just write it down and burn it. But I don't know how much of the anger can come out with that. I have seen people putting throwing these arrows, and at one point they shout and they kind of, whatever, I don't want to do that anymore. No, I release myself now. And this is really very effective, and it helps. So it is important also in this, when we have this constellation with moon and the sun in Taurus, that you understand that everything that what we are doing has an effect on matter. So you can see, for example, that when you release your anger, when you do this kind of special anger management, not with any psychiatrist or therapist, you know. I saw lately it was a joke, and that was a guy who was supposed to put on the door of one psychotherapist. He say, psycho, the rapist. Okay, no more words needed here. So it is very important that you do that for yourself. And if you freak out, then go ahead and freak out and do something. You can also, you know what I did once? I had old dishes that I needed to get rid of after certain education that I had. And I was really angry at that day. And I was in that little kitchen and I had to get rid of that stuff. And you know what? I had this plate in my hand. And then I look at that plate and I just let it go. And it fell down and bang. And so I took all the plates and I shattered them on the floor. And I was so happy. The other girls, they came to look, what the hell is she doing? What the hell is she doing? And at the end, everybody was laughing. And we had so much fun together. The whole thing, okay, it was gone. We cleaned it up afterwards, but it was the release of that was in the school, as you can probably imagine, of brainwash, and that we felt it was not right. And this was helping, actually. It was so freeing. So if you have old dishes or anything that you can use, do it. Throw it towards the wall or whatever. Of course, you have to clean up, but you know, the cleanup afterwards is fun. But with this constellation, the goal is to get rid of all these aggressions, frustrations, and anger that you still have within it that you can transform. Remember, we cannot move in a higher dimension, in a higher energy, when the low energy is still within us. So we have to get rid of it. So get rid of it, become creative here with the yellow lines, become creative, start to look at things, start to make sketches of what you want in the future, start to write down, I want to live here, I want to do this, and I want to be I don't want to be an office person anymore, I want to be an artist, or I don't want to do this anymore, I want to do something else. But don't use the word want, but do it as write it down as if you would have it already in form of a gratitude. And this is like, if you start to take notes, it's very good that sometimes you just have maybe one positive little booklet or notepad and one negative, the negative that you can take the pages away and throw away or burn or whatever you want to do with them, and the positive to keep. So it's time to let go of all that. The Sagittarius, I see, it's time to move beyond that boundary. It's time to explode that volcano and go beyond everything what we've ever known and what we've ever learned. It is time now to understand that what we have learned in the last couple 100 years was all brainwash. That is not our true nature. Now we have to go back to find our true nature, what we really want to do, who we really are, and to connect with that real self with capital S, instead of all these identifications with ego aspects that most people still do today. Okay, I hope that helped a little bit. You have a couple weeks for this topic. It's a very tough one, I know. And go into feeling that anger. Don't let it go. And if you have to quit the job or whatever, do it. Do it now. The moment you do it, you trust the cosmos, the energies can start to help you. If you don't do it, if you still hold back, if you're still in that negative energy, you cannot be pulled out. You have to say yes at one point and you have to jump. Okay, see you again very soon. Thank you for listening. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the reading, and I look forward to see you again. Thank you.